So have a good time. Listen to Urban Warriors sound check. You ready, guys?
So one of the things that I've been doing since the bill was called Mallee Law, it was called a number of other things that you guys would not even know. And for me, being the first time in this whole mix of the political scene, to see how they change things, slide things, move things, zigzag things, and then everybody out here in the community scurrying, we're fighting amongst each other. No, you do it right. I know it better than you, so we got to do it this way. Wait a minute, you do it right. And we're arguing amongst ourselves. Meanwhile, they get things past us. They're getting things past us. And the only way we're going to stop this is if we unify. If we unify. I mean, I'm right now at the point I will deal with my enemies' enemies, my friends' enemies, everybody who thinks they're an enemy, along with my cohorts. Alright? Because that's what we need to do right now. That's what we need to do right now. If I don't speak your language, I still need your time. I still need you to push this because this law has to stop. Now, honestly, when I sat with the majority leader of the conference committee, I didn't think I was going to make no headway. I'm going to tell you, I went in there saying, man, this dude don't care. This dude ain't. Then I said, man, we're going up here. Excuse me for my Caucasian friends. I said, this white man ain't going to do shit for us. And excuse my language. But that's what it was. That's how I felt. But after sitting with this man and conversating with him, me, him, building, one-on-one, him listening to me, unlike any of my other politicians, kind of made me say, wait a minute, I went in there with anger first. Why did I do that? And that's something we got to continue to ask ourselves. Why do we do this? Why do we? Because Boston, I'm going to tell you right now, we angry at each other and we mad at each other before we befriend each other. We need to stop. We need to pull together to fight something that is going to be detrimental to not only our community, but our future. My son, my children, my grands. When in 1978, they enacted the Corey Law. We did by protocol. We lobbied, we watched. But why did the Corey Law get enacted? Because we follow protocol. Well, what I did was, I said, the hell with protocol. I'm going for the common man. I'm going for the man that don't know nothing about politics. He's not a lawyer, so he don't know nothing about law. But he knows right from wrong. And I'm going to tell you what my common men say to me. They said, this is wrong. And somebody needs to stand up. I chose to stand up, and I'm behind the scenes. My crew will tell you all day long, I'm behind the scenes, don't take no pictures. I don't want to deal with no pictures. But my hands and my knowledge, my consulting has been in touch with a lot of things that you guys will never know, but you are benefiting from. The reason why we're coming out now is because we made a powerful move. We moved Senator Tarr. Senator Tarr has imposed a new draft to deal with mental issues, to look into the mental issues of the incarcerated, as well as what happens with the mental issue incarcerated when they're released. Because what I say is, when they released this guy who shot a police officer, he had a mental deficiency. And you mean to tell me the facility that released him had no idea of that mental deficiency? I said, that's bullshit. And I'm keeping 100. That's bullshit. If you all really knew what the reason why that man was on the street, you would pretty much be upset just like I am. But you know what? We can't really do nothing unless we unify. And you're going to hear me say that throughout this whole thing, is unify. Because for now, you're going to have to deal with a law that's going to come into effect, that's going to destroy life as you know it. So if you don't unify to fight against it, there's no way of stopping it. So, seeing how I am who I am, I've kicked in Mr. Tarr's door, sat down with him 6 times. First time I sat down with him, I told him I wanted to invite him to the hood. People that I brought with me felt, why are you getting ghetto? Why did you say hood? Why? Because I don't know my neighbor. I don't know my neighbor. And pretty much everybody probably in here don't know their neighbor. That's why we're down the hood now. Well, I want to get to know my neighbor. And I want to get to know and bring back neighborhoods. I want to bring back unification. I want to bring back, you know, if my son walks down the street, please tell me he's doing wrong. I want to know he's doing wrong. But also, check him.
Amen.
Check him. I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, no, don't check my son. No, because right now we got to be A1 on our people, because right now our people is going to be oppressed. All right? Whether you realize it or not, know it or not, that's what's coming down the pipe. Right now, each one of you are a dollar sign. And trust me, you may not know it, because you're not going to get part of that money that they're getting paid off of you being warehouse. And it may not apply to you. You may be in a good turkey all your way along life. But I'm going to say it like this. For me, survival is a mother. And I'm going to do what it takes to survive. Just like the next man. Just like the men and brothers and sisters that are locked up. They did what they had to do to survive. But there is a punishment for when we break these laws. So, it used to be a time we pay our debt to society. Isn't that right, brother? We go in, we pay our debt to society, and we done, right? And we start all over. That's how it used to be. Well, if the street strike goes on, guess what? It's a running calculator. You never pay your debt to society. Your debt is an ongoing thing. At this moment, what I'm going to ask you all is not to attack this man when he gets here, Senator Tarr. And that's why I'm telling you all, he's cooperated with me so far. He's kept his word. Where I sat with politicians who said they were going to vote against this bill, but then unanimously went for it.
Can you clarify what's happening? Is it that
I don't want you all to come at him in a way to say, well, why do you want this bill? Wow, you know this bill ain't no... No, I don't want that. I just want you all to come at him, say you're opposing of it, but I'm sure each one of y'all has a solution. I'm sure each one of y'all got an idea of an alternative.
I got to follow up. If a person is coming into our...
This is Sunshine, y'all. She's a reporter to her heart.
No, I'm not a reporter. Actually, I'm a grant and program administrator.
Can we get a microphone for her, please?
I could try, but...
No, that's okay.
Honestly, let me stop you there, Sunshine, because I'm not going to take any questions.
Yeah, but I just want to...
I know. I'm not going to take any questions. Why I'm not taking any questions? Because really, this is a session for the community. I just want to bring you up to date on where we're at, what we're getting ready to do, and what this event is about. I know a lot of people are opposing of this event. I know a lot of people think Senator Tarr has alternative motives. I already got all that down. But the man is on a fact-finding mission. That's what he's on. He's on a fact-finding mission. And that's what I'm about to take him on. That is one of the reasons why we named the tour that we're about to take him on, is to understand the people's tour. The questions you have, Sunshine, I'm not the person to ask. You're going to be able to ask him.
Right, no, but you made a statement about how, you know, people in the community that are going to be mostly affected by the 3 strikes, not even just this community, but the entire state, and what you've asked us to do in the way that you asked was not necessarily expected of him. You know, are you expecting people not to ask him the tough questions?
Well, no.
Tough questions associated.
And I'm going to explain this. How the question and answer session is going to go down. One of my people is going to go around. If you have a question, you're going to go to my people. My people are going to write down your question. Our host will be asking him these questions. You will hear the answers. The reason why I'm doing it that way, because we have to be out of here by a certain time, and we're on a calculated schedule. So right now we're running behind that schedule. So for the moment, we're directing that questions be directed to one of my people, and I will point those people out, or they will be identified, or see one will identify them, and you can get your questions to the senator. No. Hold back the punches. I've already bruised that man up, so don't hold back no punches, sister. If you have a straight, direct question, tell my people, or write it out, give it to him, and I guarantee you, you'll get your answer before we leave. All right, and that's what that's all about. I'm not here to block for him. No, I'm here for him to get the answers. He's on a fact-finding mission. We're in search of the Holy Grail, and I'm going to lead him somewhere around where we can find this information out. And the only reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is because I don't want you all to attack him with your opposing, because he's already going to attack with that, the opposing. What I need is solutions. What I need is alternatives. What he needs is those things that I just asked, along with your true opinion of this law. So, with no other delay, I'm going to ask my partner, Omar Franklin, come on up here, bro. Whether you all know it or not, I'm involved with a lot of things. All right. This is Omar Franklin, y'all. He's my partner under the affiliation. The affiliation is an organization of collaborations of many organizations in the entertainment field. Another thing that we are taking on through the City Hall, through the State House, and we're lobbying for to change the entertainment scene here in Boston, as well as making our own U.S.-based entertainment organization, marketing, distributing, and so on, so on, so on. But Omar's up here. He's going to bless the food, and we're going to get the people together to start grabbing questions. While y'all grab yourself something to eat, please eat heartily today, because I don't want to take nothing away. So I'm asking you all, if you want to take a couple of things with you after this is all over, feel free to do. But I'm going to be running around like a chicken without my head. I'll answer any questions one-on-one if you can catch me. But I'm also going to be running around with like a chicken without my head, making sure everything else is done and expecting of the senator. Okay? Brother Omar.
Serve their time, and it deals with the Corey. And a lot of times, if you serve your time, I don't feel as though you should be judged by that. You should be able to get a job and not come out and have to deal with the psychosis of the things that you've done in your past to just keep, to stay alive. So, I'm kind of with my brothers in the community. I know a lot of us have done things that, in our younger days, we do some crazy things sometimes, but we can't be reprimanded and held accountable, like, for the rest of our life for not being able to have employment. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I'm big on that.
Right.
Land of liberty. Want to be free. Please don't you judge me. I want to be free. Fulfill my destiny.
I say, half of the people are incarcerated. Many had dreams but didn't make it. And the question is, are we living or simply just existing? Listen, peep the power of the government that got you tripping but steadily not fixing. And what does it mean to have justice? Shackle me up in chains and poison my brain? Is that justice? My life is in jeopardy. Unemployment got me pitching all these felonies. I say, what am I to do? I steadily stay black. I say, don't let it happen to you. Stay strapped in your mind and ride the wave. Call me a threat? Yeah, I'm outside the law. Never be afraid to express who you really are. They told me my history was a mystery. Now I'm seeking for victory through all this misery. Now tell me, where is the justice in this land of liberty? Can y'all feel me? Where is the justice in this land of liberty? I say, where is the justice in this land of liberty? Where is the justice in this land of liberty? Stay strong, be strong, keep your mind right, stay stay strong. I tell everyone out there, follow your dreams. Do what God tells you. It is what it seems. Hold on tight. Never let go. This I know. Land of liberty. Yes.
Smoke screens and mirrors. Smoke screens and mirrors. Smoke screens and mirrors. Smoke screens and mirrors give false illusions. With pursuits of prosperity, lacking the wisdom of evolution. Revolution, filling your head with confusion. Transported as slaves. Treatment from suicide caves. And now it's coming to pass. Don't you know that these are the last days, last days? Man, wake up. So many misbehave. And the land of the free is who I'm really meant to be.
Smoke screens and mirrors. Can you feel it? Before you get blinded by the smoke. Oh yeah.
Thanks, how are you? Wherever he sits, I'll be here. Okay. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Transported as slaves, treatment from suicide caves. Now it's coming to pass. These are the last days. Last days, last days. Wake up, so many misbehave. And the land of the free. That's what they say to me when teaching me my history. What a democracy. You have to go SOB. Trying to get all the dollars and cents. You can tell me all the time that you're feeling broke because all your money was spent. Instead of you can't pay the rent. 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 I said, smoke screens and mirrors. Yeah. Wake up. So many misbehaves. And the land of the free. That's what they say to me when teaching me my history. What a democracy. Hypocritical SOB.
blessed. Come on, man. Give her a round of applause. Smoke screens and errors. I was acting like I could sing back here.
And there was Star also on the vocal. Star.
I was acting like I could sing. I was sounding good. Felt like the shower. How's everybody feeling?
Great!
How's everybody feeling?
Wonderful!
All right, I'm about to bring Brother Omar up here on my right. And I need to ask the senator and the staff to come to the front for a moment. I need everybody to stand. And what we're going to do, come closer, Senator, come closer. And what we're going to do with this blessing here, this man has kept his word with us. He has come to our community. Yes, come on up, come on up. He has come to our community. So I need everybody to get close. Put your hands up. One Democrat to a real Republican. I didn't know how I was going to say that, but I just let it roll off. You are a man that wants to see a better United States, and for that I applaud you. I think we're doing something for the first time. Democrats and Republicans can't hang out. The common man can't hang out. It was a pleasure to meet you, and a pleasure for us to work further in the future. And it's not about Democrats, it's not about Republicans, it's not about independence, it's about the American way of life. And I think with you starting something new here, we can achieve that for all of our communities.
Thank you. Again, my name is Omar Franklin. I'm the CEO of the affiliation, and I just want to say thank you to Senator Tarr here for coming. He showed courage. I pray the blessings of the Lord upon you. I pray wisdom to enter your mind in making decisions concerning the community and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And by His grace, we hope that you are the one that is at the forefront of the change that's about to take place. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. Bless this man, Lord God, Father. Give him the wisdom, the knowledge that he needs, Lord Father, to make the right decisions, oh God, for we rely on our public officials. Bless every public official that's over us, oh Lord God, because you said to be obedient to those who are over you. So we are obedient. We brought him here, Lord God. We just pray after he leaves here, he's impressed and he's able to get a better insight of what we are hoping to accomplish here. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Supreme, come back. Supreme.
Thank you.
To the future! Studio TV!
Right now, we're going to bring on the Maestro Zoom, and I believe his lovely fiancée, wife, mother of his children, up to the stage.
More poetry oriented, but I hope you appreciate it. DJ Silk. Let's get some volume, please. Oh, yeah. Please listen. This really can't be all that there is to life. Working hard every day, tossing, turning every night. I think about my past and over cash I could have died. Dream about my future, my children's children, and I cry. Some say that men don't cry, well this one does. It might not be in public, but men too do need love. Now I'm not critiquing each other, cause everyone's different. Some are vain with their talents, others don't even realize that they're gifted. A lot of our people are tired, so we sleep all day. While the world's falling down around us, we take a ball and go play. But what do grown-ups do when they have a child but have ladders to climb? They give that child a toy to occupy his mind. Now, I don't have every answer, I'm just a youngin' amongst my people. But the one thing I do know is that we all have the potential to be equal. In the 60s we were one because the man said stay over there or else. Now it's more open and the voice that's spoken is the hatred from ourselves. Could this be divide and conquer? Are we really that dumb? Well, I've yet to meet a black man that actually knows where he's from. How much injustice upon minds that are immature? How many sisters are scrubbing floors while the households are still poor? How many of our ancestors died before reaching the shore? To know is what I implore, but there's got to be more. Okay, that was a little piece called More. Hopefully someone got something.
I got it.
Someone somewhere is listening.
I got it.
Are we in here today, March 15th?
Yeah.
Do we appreciate the significance and magnitude of what's going on here today? Is there anyone who doesn't?
You can help us. You can share it with us.
I will definitely try.
Share with us.
Before I do all the plugs and everything, everybody wants me to say something about this and something about that I have to bully forward. All right. But I'm just going to go into the next song. Raffle? All right. Tori's going to come up for a brief rap.
All right, everyone. Echo Ride has provided us with donations of a mug and a T-shirt. This is the company that will be escorting the senator on the tour, and so we're going to raffle these two. Can I have two people come get 2 tickets, right quick? Hold on, just hold on to one. Just hold on to it. Just hold on to it.
Alright, I just got approached, and one thing you know, I'm for community. When the community comes to me and they say, something ain't right now, Spring, you know, well, somebody came to me and said, this is a time for y'all to be paying attention. This is a time for you all to, you know, appreciate what's being brought to you right now. And I know y'all, everybody want to, you know, talk, take pictures, talk to the senator, the whole 9 yards. We're going to make all that possible. But we have to do it in accordance, and because time is against us. The senator has a very busy schedule. We have a little thing that we want to present to him and all that good stuff. So if everybody can just pay attention after we get this picture out the way, Senator Tarr, it would be great, because right now we get ready to do the raffle, and then we're gonna go back in, and I need his complete attention.
All right, can everyone please get your raffle tickets out? Okay, this first raffle is going to be for a mug.
Okay. And the number is 727-6171. Ah! For real? No, come on. 727-6171.
6171 going once? Going twice?
Check my own pocket.
No, maybe no. All right, I'm good. Okay.
6171.
6171. Oh, right over here with the senator. Right over here. There you go.
Okay.
Right here.
All right, great. Come on. Come on, girl.
Let's get over.
Okay, the next raffle ticket number for a T-shirt is 727-6167.
Oh yeah, big boy right here. Oh yeah.
That's my son.
Oh yeah. Thank you so much. You got a T-shirt.
Yeah, going back to my
All right. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? All right. Let me give you a bit of history of this song. I wrote it myself, and I was singing all the bars. So what you're hearing is a Milli Vanilli switch around. They're actually going to... Now, let me give you some history about this song here. It happened to become the theme song for Michael Curry running for the NAACP. Supreme and I put a team together, and actually that was our first call to the political realm. You know?
And that's who made me kick your door in.
And everything falls into place. So without further ado, the Maestro Zoom and the Donsters performing their hit song, The American Dream.
Alright. Check it. I'm gonna need a little crowd participation for this one. Senator Tarr.
Security!
Senator
Can we
Tarr.
clear that area from the senator, please?
Senator Tarr, you're being called from the stage. We're gonna need a little crowd participation. Ask that gentleman, will you participate with me, man?
10 to 15 minutes.
Listen, the word simply of living the American dream. And you'll know where to come in. If you're listening, you'll know exactly where to come in and join in. DJ Silk!
I say to you today, my friends, that despite
This is the 2011 New England Awards. Rap City Single of the Year. DJ Silk, can we have some organ, please? If you're living the American dream, I want you to simply put your hands up.
and lift out the true meaning of this creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream.
Time don't master any of us. Can't deny reality. Come on, stand up. Living the American dream. Living the American dream. Let me hear it. This is the place of the patriots, home of the Derringer, land of contradiction, but we go home America. You know the area, and it's a whole new year. Our president is black. He's building health care. We got a lot of work after the Bush years. We brought out all our pain. We gave them all our tears. We saw the best and worst. We did the wrong and right. We understand the history, but after every night, there's another chance. Yeah, there's another life. I couldn't see it, so I had to readjust my sight. Won't ever rest a bit. It's about progressing it. From a dream to fruition, that's the best to get. Can't deny that. Come on, stand up. Living the American dream. Come on. Living the American dream. We up from slavery now, but down from drug abuse. I never thought I'd live. I thought I'd die confused. I mean, I'm still confused, but hey, the vision's clearer. You say they're hating hard, I say look in the mirror. You gotta hold your own, we gotta grind together. Yeah, they can treat us bad, but hey, it's getting better. Just be a go-getter, soar like an eagle. And if you're from where I'm from, recognize we're equal. We got the same rights, had the same chance. So people the system won't play victim to a circumstance. There's opportunities, and always room to be. At your best, don't ever rest, get on your shoulders. Time is not the master. Can't deny reality. Living the American dream. Come on, living the American dream. Come on, living the American dream. Living the American dream. Talking to themselves, we sending more troops. Some lost their focus and approached us like we wouldn't move. But we should stand tall. Then it had never happened. But we've been through the fall, so now there's no relaxing. I dreamt of better days, cause I was so tired. In this recession, every stress and feeling uninspired. But to be a dreamer, like it from just a phone. Believe in resting, I'm progressing, wake and execute. Bring the best of you, I'll bring the best of me. And it's when we get it in so respectfully. So just embrace the dream, go and get your share. Cause overall, life is good when you persevere. Trying to see it clear, visualize and think it in. Let me hear it. Live the American dream. Live the American dream.
Touch 106.1. Alright, FM. Don't forget the FM, right? Fabric of the black community.
Hold on, Maestro.
These are the things that's happening within this community that we won't keep going on, so we want y'all to support it. That's part of what the affiliation is going to be about. We're about bridging those gaps, opening it up, and making sure that every outlet that we have is available to, and there for you, okay? That's what it's all about. TLCC Boston now, we're going to fight every political problem, every issue that's coming down on our community, and we're going to stand up and be your voice.
And we don't sleep.
And we don't sleep.
And we don't,
we don't sleep.
You know how I am, Supreme.
That's no lie. That's no lie.
You know
we're a 24-hour operation. You know, it takes a lot to do all this.
Now, you know how I do. With this song, Senator Tarr, me and this gentleman go way back. And we call it talking on the stoop. And it was a time that he was on the other side of the track. But he had enough sense to inspire me. I was an underground guy. I did house parties. I wanted to break in. He inspired me to go to school. I got my associate's degree, my bachelor's degree in audio video engineering. Meanwhile, he was going through his trials and tribulations, and he did something that a lot of men that you might not know about, but are going to hear the story. He did have a checkered past, but now he's inspiring young men that walk the same streets we walk. So there's other sides that this field can change and mold young men. That a man from one side, and I wasn't clean white all the time. I was a bad guy at times, but he inspired me, and no matter where I go, no matter what I do, he knows it. I love this guy.
And let me put this to you, let me put this to you. Y'all, don't laugh at this. Let me put this to you, Bruce. All right, check it out. It goes like this. All right, we are the regular people. All right, we're not lawyers. We're not educators or nothing like that. We're the common people. All right. A lot of times you don't hear our voice because we do not believe in just coming to this because it's like it's a waste of time, you know. But I'm going to show you all right now. It's not a waste of time. When a senator steps up and keeps his word, that you have to respect. All right. And I ask y'all to encourage that all the time, that I sat with this man and he really listened. And he's here to listen to you today. This is a fact-finding mission. Alright? Senator Tarr, I'd like you to come up to stage. Alright? And let me say this to everybody out there. We have a schedule. We know our time. Please, allow us to roll the way we have to roll, just like we respect you and your invention. You give him the mic. Let me see if he knows how to hold the mic. I told him I wanted him to do a rap with me, but he said, no, we can't bring that out right now. Let me say like this, Senator. I mean, when Miss Berry brought me to your office, you know, she schooled me on you. She told me about. That's my mentor. Everybody, Survivors Inc. Ms. Laurie Tamor Berry. She's my mentor. She's the one that's educating me how to deal with political issues here in our community and how to go about it. And I love her for that. You know, whereas I've asked for other individuals to come to me and school me. I want to be a sponge. I want that information. You know, she came to arms. Just like when I put out to all the politicians, I want to talk about this 3-track law. This man opened his door.
Yeah.
All right. You gotta be humble to those who allow you to have the opportunity, and because opportunities are rare.
Could we hear?
All right, you can hear when I'm ready to give it to you, and that ain't gonna be when you say. So that's how we roll. All right, security. Can we keep this person under control? As we go on and as we proceed, this is how we do it in the city streets. All right, I'm not here to embarrass you. Don't come here to embarrass me. And I'm not going to show any disrespect to the senator. So, here we go. I don't know who invited you, sister, but I'm asking you. Remain in order. That's all I'm asking you.
I am in order.
Okay. Thank you, sister. 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 All right. We all have disagreements. And like I told you in the office, let's agree to disagree. Right? I just want you to explain to the people, why are you for the 3-strike law, And just like he was honest with me, be honest with them. And security, front stage. This is a joke. Come on, stop being serious.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you all for having me today. I am thrilled to be here, thrilled to spend some time with you, and thrilled to be doing the most important thing in our democratic process. And that is the people that have the responsibility to make decisions that affect you, listening to you, discussing things with you, and understanding the issues that we have to face. And we have to face them together. This isn't about just a few people in the Senate. It's not just about a few people in the House. It's about the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and us trying to deal with a number of different issues. Every single day, I have to go to the State House and think about things that affect all of us. And sometimes we don't get enough information on the things we care about to be able to truly know what people are thinking. That doesn't always mean we're going to agree. But what it does mean is that we have a responsibility in this democratic process to talk to each other and to work with each other and to keep coming back again and again and again until we fix the problems that we face. And I have a role in this democracy. I'm the minority leader of the Senate. But you know what? We all have a role in this democracy. And shame on those who don't come out and participate in the discussion. That's why my door is always open. My chief of staff's right here. His name is AJ.
I'm going to get you that raise, AJ.
His job is to make sure that we get as many people in to talk to us as we can. Now, I'm going to tell you about the habitual offender bill. It came about as a result of a lot of different things that have been going on in Massachusetts. And like a lot of things, sometimes when some event happens, it makes you think about those things in a different way. And for me, there are a couple of different events that led to it. One of them was the murder and brutalization of Melissa Gossel about 12 years ago. Melissa, if I recall the story correctly, had broken down. And she stopped at a rest stop and asked for help. And an individual stopped and gave her a ride and victimized her, brutalized her, and killed her. And left her in what amounts to a ditch. And what we found, because of the incredible courage of her father, who could have taken his anger and his angst and his hatred about what happened in that event, what we found is he is making a difference in this democracy because he's trying to change things so that won't happen again. And it turned out that that individual had a very lengthy criminal record, had been convicted many times, and should have never been out to be able to do what he did to Melissa Gossel. Then a number of years later, we had a situation in Woburn. Happened, I believe, the day after Christmas. And an individual robbed a jewelry store. It was a Kohl's. It was right off the highway. And he got into what amounted to a shootout with a police officer. Do you want me to pull that up closer? All right. I can be
Told you hold on, woman.
I can be coached. I'm just not singing. You're not getting that out of me today. What we found out was that the perpetrator in that case, Dominic Sinelli, had already been serving 3 life sentences for murder. And this was an individual that when he was released for 1 day on some sort of a temporary furlough, wound up committing other crimes.
Switch mics.
Switch mics. Anything else you want?
No 3 seconds left.
And so we found out that the parole board had released that individual. And there was a number of incidents in his background that indicated he shouldn't have been released. Something went wrong.
Do you know why he was released, Senator?
Yes, I do.
He was a stupid.
Yeah, well,
He was rewarded for being a
well, we're going to talk about that. But regardless of why.
Let hear the side.
So,
one second, sir.
Good.
Why don't you know, this is what I want to ask y'all to do. Hear the side, then, you can ask him questions. As soon as he gets through explaining his side, just listen to his side first in completion.
Got it.
Thank you.
So following that, I decided that we had to change some things and we had to make them work a little bit differently. And I want you to know, when I came in, we talked about the fact that public safety isn't an issue for Democrats alone, and it's not an issue for Republicans alone. And a group of us got together and we called for the resignation of the parole board members that made that decision in the Sinelli case. And Governor Patrick joined us in calling for their resignation, and they resigned. But one of the things we found out, and is part of the law that we're working on right now, is that Governor Patrick didn't have the authority to make them resign if they didn't do it voluntarily. That's a small piece of the bill, but it's one we're trying to change. We then started to look at all the different crimes in Massachusetts and all the parole decisions and said, how can we make this system work better? Because I got to tell you, and I'll be very direct with you, I don't think someone who's serving 3 life sentences for parole or for murder should be released 3 times. So what we started to focus on are the worst of the worst. And the folks that are so violent and so recidivist, I don't want them out there to victimize somebody a 4th time. Now, one of the things we had to do when we wrote this bill is sit down and look at all of the felonies. And I've heard a lot about folks with misdemeanors will be subject to the law, and everyone with a felony. And I got to tell you, we can talk about that list and what's violent and what's not. And we can have a reasonable disagreement about that. But it's not every felony. And it's not, because I spent hours and hours and hours talking with people about what should be on that list. People I agree with, people I disagree with. And so what we're trying to get to is a situation where if you have that much disrespect for all of us, then we're going to keep you in prison where you belong. Now, there's a lot of folks out there talking about this is a California 3 strikes bill. I got to tell you, it's not. We purposely didn't do a California 3 strikes bill. You know why? Because in that bill, there were the 2 first felonies, and even the 3rd, don't have to be that serious. And you are ineligible for parole forever. That's not what our bill says. Our bill takes the existing habitual offender statute and says if you are an habitual offender for any of those crimes, then on the 3rd crime, the 3rd offense, then you got to do your full sentence. Or we actually move it up. I'm sorry, I misspoke. Instead of half, you got to do 2/3 of that sentence. That's it. Your 3rd offense. You got to do 2/3 of the sentence for the last crime. Now, there are another group of people, though, that commit violent felonies. And these are things like assault and battery with a deadly weapon, or assault and battery on an older person, or things that I would hope we could all agree are serious. And in that case, if you commit that, then you're not going to be eligible for parole. You're going to do the full sentence for the last crime. That's it. The only thing we're talking about with regard to lifetime ineligibility for parole is if you commit murder more than twice. Because I'm not out to get everybody. I'm out to get people that not once, but not twice, but 3 times threaten all of us. No matter where we live, no matter who we are. Now I know that we're going to disagree on stuff, but you know what? Democracy isn't about all of us agreeing. That's not what our Founding Fathers intended. Our Founding Fathers intended to have what's happening right here happen when we make law. So, are there some issues about, for instance, how the parole board operates? I think that we ought to have a victim witness or victim representative on the parole board. I think the parole board ought to be looking at someone's record and making sure they look at the record before they grant parole. I think we ought to add a few more members to the parole board. Because sometimes when you have too few, it's easy for everyone to just get in a groupthink mentality and agree on everything. I think we need a few more. I think the parole board needs to use evidence-based scientific tools to decide who gets parole and who doesn't, so it isn't just a snap judgment. There are a lot of things in this bill that I think we can agree on. Now, where we might not agree is whether it puts too many people in jail. You know what we did? And I got to tell you, this was hard for me. We listened to people who said that minimum mandatories for some drug offenses are too long in Massachusetts, and they're keeping people in jail for too long. So in our bill, I'm talking about the Senate bill, the House bill is different. We took some of the weights, the possession weights, and reduced them for various crimes so that it wouldn't be as a serious crime. And we dialed back some of the minimum mandatories. We didn't repeal them, but we dialed them back and said, let's try this. And part of the idea for that is if we're going to incarcerate a few more people, we got to think about prisons and how much space we got, so we let a few more out early. Now, one of the things that I've talked a lot about with advocates in different groups is what goes on when you're in prison. Right? I don't believe you should go to prison and be a warehouse soul and be forgotten about. I don't believe that. And I'm going to tell you, to show where my money goes where my mouth is. We had another bill that came up about sheriffs and what they have to do with people in prison. My staff's right here, they'll tell you. I amended that bill to say sheriffs have to have a plan for substance abuse treatment while you're in prison. Because if you're there for 2 years, if you're there for 3 years, if you're there for 5 years, and we don't do something to make you different than when you went in, shame on us. And I feel the same way about work training, and we're just starting to get into that because I really believe if you expect someone to succeed when they leave, you've got to help them when they're in. And you've got to make sure they have some sort of job skill and some sort of training before you just shove them out the door. Now, the last thing I'm going to mention, there's another part of the bill that I know is very controversial. And that has to do with what we call post-release supervision. And what the bill says on the Senate bill, now I'm not referring to the House bill, what the Senate bill says is that when you get out, then you have to have up to 25% of your sentence in post-release supervision. That means you get a probation officer, parole officer, they're going to supervise you. And the conditions of parole are going to be set so that if you have to keep getting training, you have to keep doing something, you got to do it. And it's a minimum of 9 months and a maximum of 2 years. Sometimes we talk about it being 2 years automatic. In the Senate bill, it's not automatic. It's a maximum of 2 years. Now, a lot of people have said to me in our conversations in my office that that may be putting those things in the wrong place. All right, the reason we did it was we said, okay, if someone's going to get out, and they're going to have to make a tough transition. Let's have them be supervised, and let's try to make sure they're getting the things that they need. Even if we do that, I got to tell you, I'm concerned that those things won't be there. So we got to look at that. But there are some folks that are suggesting to me, why don't you take some of the savings that you hope to generate from letting people out early with the minimum mandatory reductions and put that into programs before they get released rather than post-release supervision. And I got to tell you, I'm willing to look at that. Because I want to put it what's going to do the most good. Right? That's what it's about. What is the goal here? The goal here is that everybody is not going to be in prison for their whole life. So the goal is to rehabilitate. Our jails are called correctional facilities. Right? That's what we got to work on. All right, so here's the situation. I'll be happy to talk to you about anything, but I want you to know that it's important to me that we get to the bottom of this and we deal with it. And one thing I'm not turning back on is keeping violent folks behind bars. I'm willing to talk to you about how we rehabilitate in prison. I'm willing to talk to you about how we educate and provide kids with opportunities. Because I was saying to somebody sitting back there, and forgive me, I don't recall who it was, because that photo line you had going there was moving pretty quick. So, I mean, it was kind of hasty, but I think this. I think kids, no matter where they're on the streets of Gloucester, on the streets of Boston, if they're in Dorchester, if they're in Pittsfield, kids make choices. And they're going to make choices. And if we don't give them good choices, what are they going to do? They're going to make bad choices. So it's up to all of us to figure out how to make the good choices. So right now, just so you know, with regard to the bill that brought us all together, there's a conference committee working. And there are 3 members of the Senate and 3 members of the House that sit down and meet and talk about the differences in the 2 bills. And the House bill has a lot less in it than the Senate bill. So, for instance, the House bill talks a lot less about how the parole board operates. and is just more of a sentencing kind of a bill. So we've got to work that out between us. And when we're done, there's a final bill that goes to the House and the Senate. And it's only one bill, and you only get one vote. So it's up or down on whatever the 6 of us come up with. And unlike most conference committees, this is a public conference committee. We don't have these discussions behind closed doors. A lot of times we do, and there's a reason for that. Because a lot of times if you want to have a serious conversation with someone, you might be concerned that if cameras are on and things, somebody might not tell you what they're really thinking. But we're having an open conference committee. You can all come. A lot of people have been coming. We meet in too small a room, by the way, which makes it awfully hard. But it's a public conference committee, and we share the information publicly. So that's where we're at right now. The bills are not done, but when they are, there'll just be one bill. And then we, the 6 that produce it, have to go to our colleagues in the House and the Senate and ask them to vote for it. They may vote yes, they may vote no. But something's going to happen. And that's why I'm happy to come talk to you about it. Even though I'll tell you that I don't represent you directly because you're not my constituents, but in the larger sense I do, because I'm working on that bill and there's only 6 of us. And I'm happy to be here today, but I'll come back. It's not a one-shot deal for me. You want to talk again? I'll be back. I'm happy to.
Thank you so much. I had asked my people to go around and write down a couple of questions, right? But the 2 questions that came, and I'm going to say this to you guys. I asked you all to keep the questions around the 3-strike bill because that's what he's here for. Not around funding, not around early education or late education. We're not talking about those things right now. We're talking about the 3-strike law. So what I'm going to do right at this particular time, because I can only take one question, and me and the senator has to go. I'm going to take the question from Brother Charles.
And Charles, can I just say, before we get to that, though, I'm willing to come back and talk about those other things.
Absolutely.
In fact, I heard word that on April 28th, there's going to be a show here with some of the performing artists.
Yes.
I'm going to try and get back. I don't know if I can,
I know.
but I'm going to try and get back.
Okay,
Charles, go
and
ahead.
I won't hold it against you, AJ.
Actually, the question is not from me. We were trying to locate the questions that were written down, but in the meantime, if we could take it from Sunshine while we look for the other questions. I went to see one.
Like I said, Brother Charles, we're on a tight schedule.
I defer my
question over
to Sunshine. Yes.
Sister Sunshine.
Well,
does she need a mic, or are you okay with that?
No, the only question that I have is that I guess from the history of how the bill was actually drafted and I guess supported by both the House and the Senate, from what we understand is that process was a very short process, and with the expedited speed in which that, both the House and Senate and now the Conference Committee have come together to discuss whether or not there will actually be new law related to this. First of all, how is it that, something that is so detrimental to communities around the state that reflect or are very similar to this one that you're in right now can be expedited without having, a lot of community input? And then I guess my second piece to the question that I was asked of you is, seeing that you're here right now, with all due respect and honesty, I would like for you to tell us in this community so that we can relate it back to, perhaps some constituent of our own. Where is the conference committee? And if you come back April 28th, is it realistic for us to believe that that bill could actually be law?
Okay, I think that was one question in like 3 parts. But so let me try to get to it. First of all, I'm glad you're here. We may not agree, but let me tell you a couple things. One, with regard, I think your first issue was the speed at which the bill was passed, right?
Absolutely.
Most of the components of the bill that are most concerning to a lot of people that I've talked to have been pending in the legislature for more than 12 years. They have had numerous public hearings, and in fact, the bill that we're talking about actually had a public hearing where everyone had the opportunity that wanted to be able to come and offer testimony. So when we talk about quick, it's been about 12 years. Now, I know that may seem kind of quick.
Well, I'll just tell you why I said that, and I'm sorry to do this, but I'll tell you why I said that.
On the time limit. I'm going to have to pull them out. I'm just letting you know.
I'm just going to explain explain why I said that, because our representation in this community, the Massachusetts Black and Latino Legislative Caucus members, have been the ones who communicated in public hearings that this process went by them so quickly that they didn't have the opportunity to study it, and that's the reason why I asked that piece.
Okay, and I appreciate that. And I think in some ways the process moved quickly once folks decided what they wanted to do, but I will tell you that the Committee on the Judiciary, which is the committee that hears these kind of bills, has been holding hearings on this kind of subject, and not this exact bill, but the essence of it, for about 12 years. And we took floor votes, and I will tell you that in the Senate, the vote was 36-0. And every senator thought that we were moving in the right direction. Maybe they didn't like all the pieces of it. That happens with me too sometimes. I don't like everything about a bill, but I'll vote for it because I think if most of it is beneficial, then I want to do that. So I disagree a little bit about the speed of the process. With regard to the conference committee, we are in the middle of discussions, and I'm going to get just a little bit technical with you for a minute, but I think it's important. We had asked that the House bill is much narrower than the Senate bill. So, for instance, I put a lot of things in the Senate bill that had to do with how the parole board operates, like the things I was talking about making sure they look at someone's record and they use evidence-based things. None of that was in the House bill. So we asked the House to give us what they thought should be in the bill, and they came back. They just did this. Was it yesterday or the day before? Yesterday. They came back to us and said, here's what we think should be in the bill. And I'm going to give you a gross oversimplification, but it's pretty accurate. One, the habitual offender stuff with a narrower list of crimes for the more serious of the two things. Remember I said there were two lists? The more serious of the two lists, they narrowed to say that this is what we think are really violent crimes. Number two, the reductions in minimum mandatory sentencing for drug offenses that were in the Senate bill. And number three, a lot of the things that I think we need to do to change the parole board operates. So where we're at right now is they said, here's what we think. And they said to us, what do you think? So we're going to meet again next week. And the three Senate conferees, Senator Baddour, Senator Cream, and myself, are working on what we think we should say back to them. Now, if I knew that answer, what it was going to be, I'd tell you. But I'll be honest and tell you, I don't, because we're still talking amongst ourselves, because we just got their proposal, and we're going to react to it. Whether it could be law by the 28th or not, I got to tell you, it's anyone's guess. It could. Now, remember, we might get our work done by then, we might not. It was a public conference committee, so you'll read about what we say, and you can have people there.
And I'll be there.
Supreme's been known to haunt the halls of the State House a lot lately. But also remember this, that if we get a bill out, it still has to be passed by the House and the Senate. All right, and the House vote on the original bill was 142-12, I think, and our vote was 36-0. I'm not sure we'll get those kind of large votes again, but if we do, if we get a majority, then it goes to the governor. And the governor can still decide whether he wants to veto the bill or veto some parts of it and send it back to us. So we've got a long way to go. So my guess would be, if I had to say, would it be into law by the 28th, when hopefully I'll be back here? I would say probably not. But I wouldn't want to tell you that with a definite answer, because things can change. But my guess is the answer is no. So there's still plenty of time for us to communicate, and there's still plenty of time for you to come and advocate for AJ's raise.
I'm in support of that.
AJ's got a fan club and he's never even been here before.
Hey, that's what you get with rolling with Supreme. I just want to say to you all, right, I'm not trying to be mean or nothing like that, but like I said, we are on a schedule, and I want to say thank you to AJ, and I'm going to, now make sure I haunt his house to get your raise.
Okay, thank you.
The Senator is giving us more time. So I can take another. Al, you had a question?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Okay. Senator Tarr, you mentioned that in your program that you would educate before you release. After you release, there's a query that goes out that everybody understands about. How is that going to affect the person to get a job once you train them to have a job? Excuse me.
Well, let me say what I've been talking a lot about that, because I'm also sitting on the observing the job creation. All right, that Devon Patrick put this committee together and so forth and so on. And I'm the only, no disrespect to my white brothers, I'm the only black face there. Okay? When he says to you, the conference is open, bring yourselves down there. You'll know more, learn more, see more.
Tell us when.
And you'll have your, you know what? TFCC will make sure the studio TV has all that information.
Great.
So that you all can come down here and check, see when these hearings are being heard, so forth, so on. But in answer to your question, brother, TFCC Boston created a program called Corey for Hire. And what we've been doing is working with individuals with barriers that comes out from behind the wall, which I'm also going to be talking to the senator about to make it even further. We've also been, kind of networking with the 5 different sheriffs: Middlesex, Norfolk, Plymouth, and Suffolk. And we're trying to, do it because you got to understand this. We elect them in the office, right? Right?
Right.
Does everybody know that process? Did I got to go through that?
Yes.
We elected them in the office, right?
Yes.
But they only can do what we want them to do. And if we don't sit up and say what we want, how they're going to act on what they feel or whoever asks. So now what I'm doing is I'm trying to say to you all, Corey is going to be there because in 1978 you wasn't at the table. And that's when it passed. Right now we're trying to fight to make changes in it, to better it. And this is what I explained to Senator Tarr. Why we keep making laws that we got to go back in the man? Why don't we take some time with this and just really fact find? Let's really program into this and let's talk to the people that, you know what? What was it? Frederick Douglass who said this. If you want to know about a slave, talk to a slave.
Right.
All right? I'm bringing him to talk to you guys because we're going to be affected by whatever laws they make.
Right.
All right? And like he said, he's not of this district, but he's coming to this district to hear our voice. All right? You got to give it to them for that.
Right.
And I've extended an invitation to every politician in the House as well as in City Hall. Where are they?
Got it.
Let's get it real. All right? So I'm just letting you know what your community is doing to back up your politicians.
Let me just answer the question, though, first of all. Number one, the Corey issue we dealt with a little bit last year to try to get at some of these things. Number two, I want to point out that Lori Tamor Barry solicited me to support that Jobs Commission, and I did it. And that's an example of someone coming in and making a real difference because she knocked on my door and said, this is a good idea, and I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. And I said, it is a good idea. We ought to be looking at job creation.
It's on page 15 in Survivor's Nation.
Survivor News.
So let me just talk about education, though, for a minute. I hear what you're saying, and the Corey issue is not really something on today's agenda, but I want to talk about the education issue. Right? We brought in, after what some of us told us, some folks told us, we brought in the chairman of the parole board and asked him about that. And he said, they are doing some educational programs, they are doing some substance abuse programs. So the question now is, are we doing enough and could we do more? So I'm going to put Corey aside for the moment, not because I disrespect the issue, but it's not the focus of today, but I want to tell you, if folks are going to be in prison, I think we should do everything we can to educate them and make them substance abuse free by the time they leave. No matter what happens with Corey, if you walk out the door and you don't have any job skills and you're substance dependent, it almost doesn't matter what your Corey report says because you're not going to be functional enough to apply for a job anyway. So I think that's one of the things that we have to try to focus on. And we are trying in this one bill that I mentioned, but as we go forward, we'll be looking for other opportunities to do that as well. And that is something that's the product of the conversation that we've been having because of the other bill. And sometimes you don't always get to do everything in one bill because it becomes so large and so weighty that you can't get it all done. And we shouldn't pass bills that people don't understand fully in terms of all the elements and what they are. So we're going to be working on that in the future as well. But for me, I take what you say seriously. Okay. And when these folks came in and said, we got to deal with substance abuse pre-release, we took action. Now, I don't know if the House is going to agree with my amendment. Because we'll see. But, they don't always agree with us.
Don't worry, I got your back.
We wish to appreciate that.
I got your back.
I'm still not singing.
All right, listen, guys. I love you guys. I want you all to ask more questions, but I got to take Senator on a tour. There's other locations that I got to take them to that people have also a lot of questions that they have to ask.
What's the next location?
Talk to you later, Brother Charles, in a second. Talk to you later, Brother Charles, in a second. The only reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of this is secure type All right, and I'm not trying to like really, have him bombard me. And I don't want my security to work too hard because they're not going to let you get near us. And I'm going to keep it real. So
will you ask another question?
no, sir. I'm on the way out the door. I'm late right now for the next stop. So I did give you all the time, and we were running behind schedule, and I apologize for that. But I'm hoping that we enlighten you a little bit more. And that's what we wanted to do, is enlighten you a little bit more. So I like to take time out and say, Senator Tarr, you know how I feel about the bill, but you know how I also feel about you. You're a good man. All right? And I'm going to say it like this.
I can't believe it.
Laws don't change people. I keep telling you that. All right? And we have a mental issue when we talk about habitual offenders. So we're going to go through a ride, and I'm being in his ear all this time. But I'm going to ask the senator, can you pick one ticket?
Absolutely.
We're raffling off a basket, ladies and gentlemen.
I got to tell you, this is always risky for an elected official because if one person has it, the rest of them ain't. So the number is, it's a pink ticket, and the number is 5, 5, 2, 8, 9, 9. So 552 899. It's a pink ticket.
Who has 2899?
Right here.
We want to. No, you don't have to put on a record.
Matter of fact, I'm not even going to record tonight. You take notes. All right? No, I want everybody to stay over here, please. Trust me. Stay. All right? Okay. Tyler, can you sit over there, please? Tyler's going to take care of you right here. And my man right here, he looks like he's compared to me. All right, so we're going to start off with prayer. Y'all can sit, no, stay seated. We'll get up. Get up. Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Bless the hands who prepare this food. Thank you for allowing us to wake up today. Please intervene in our affairs. You are the greatest. Amen. Amen. All right. Did you get rid of those white chairs? All those chairs are gone?
No, but I gotta take them to the church.
Oh, take them to the church.
Yes, shortly.
All right. Didn't you have another chair that was in here?
You want chairs?
Just right here. I'm gonna sit over here with them. You know. And Richard, can you help him turn it down just a wee bit, please? Yep. Jeremy said he was going to do that.
All right.
But I guess he's doing that. I'll do auditions at 6. Okay. All right. So, to bring you up to speed a little bit, we're celebrating year number 7 with the New England Urban Music Awards. It's going to be held across the street at Hibernian Hall, 184 Dudley Street. 184 Dudley Street, and again, it's grown from just local artists to local and independent artists. Local and independent artists, male, female, different genres from R&B, gospel, spoken word. I think it was 2 years ago we added dance. I think it was 2 years ago we added dance, or last year we added dance. I'm not sure. Was it 2 years ago? 2 years ago. So this will be the 3rd year that dance has been a part of it, choreographer, male, female. And the reason dance was added is because that big dance craze that was going on television, reality show, and dance you need music with dance. So we were looking to increase the audience capacity or attendance. So that's why we added dance to it. We've had folks talk about adding soundtracks to movies and all kinds of other craziness, but one thing at a time. Let's perfect the product that we have, but adding dance wouldn't hurt. Plus, they had the big Beantown bounce that was going on. They had thousands of people at the Reggie Lewis Center, and that thing is not happening. Actually, it didn't happen last year, and so it was a perfect thing that we still had dance involved. There's a red carpet component involved. Think of the Grammys of New England type of thing. We really wanted to be like that because the Grammys wasn't so big, as big as it is. However, they do have the finances backed by, whether they're Jewish or whoever. Somebody gets the money backing it up, along with the sponsors. We really don't have any sponsors. I think one of the reasons why we don't have the sponsors is because it is black-owned and black-run. It appears that, like organizations like the NAACP, when they started, it was started by blacks along and funded by white folks. So a lot of the black organizations, successful black organizations, somehow have that component of, the Caucasians and Europeans, which I ain't got nothing against them, but I believe that charity starts at home and spreads abroad, and my home is my people. So, and I think, white folks, Caucasians, Europeans, they got a lot of things going for them, but we need to start tapping into our traditional greatness. So, saying all that, the award show, awards, performances, something like that. There should be no more than 3 hours. Our red carpet starts at 5 o'clock from 5 to 6. And of course, folks can be let in the auditorium I want to say we stopped letting them in around between 5:30 and 6 o'clock, something like that. I want to say 6. I think it's 6 or 5:30, something around there, 5:45 to 6. We started letting folks in. This is a smaller venue. Normally, our first 3 years we were at the Berkeley, 1,200 people capacity, and then we brought it to our neighborhood, 1,400 people capacity at the Strand Theater, which was a beautiful thing. We left the Berkeley because they said we weren't the right fit, again, because we were black. That's how I looked at it. Berkeley, music, hello, you know, but nevertheless, it's okay. So we brought it to the Strand. And we was able to cut some costs, and then we were able to have access to the Strand from at least 12 in the afternoon all the way to midnight, which was great. At the Berkeley, we only had access to the Berkeley. I think we did have access to the Berkeley at 12. Yeah. I think we did have access to the Berkeley at 12. Yeah, we did. And then we had to be done by 9:30. Because anything after that, it was like, I think it was $500 to $1,000 per hour. Yeah, but we always, our first year, we went a half hour overtime. But the other 2 years, we stopped at 9:30. 1 year, we was 9:25. And then some new folks were taking charge, and our last 2 events went into overtime. Thank God we were at the Strand. But that's not going to happen this year. We're going to end at 9:30 exactly, because I'm going to have my hands really on it this year.
The red carpet's going to stop at 6 o'clock.
All right, that's right.
5 to 6.
Yeah, it is. And there is some contest that we did with the red carpet. We gave away some tickets. Radio personalities of touch. You know, we gave away some tickets. Hey, you can be on the red carpet with me, and then other radio personalities, which was really nice. It's a family-oriented event. Children can come there. You know, I think because we had it down by Berkeley, that brought more white people there. Because our first two and 3 years, we had some Caucasians up in there. And they were in the front row, so they were the first ones that bought tickets. However, you know, it's gonna be a good event. Right now, I think what we need to work on is everybody needs to go to the website urbanmusicawards.org. You'll notice that you'll see some pictures of last year's event. It shows some of the children, which was nice. You know, some of the different things, and you're also seeing to the right the PayPal tickets. You know, I told him that I needed it more prominent, like at the top where there's a button, tickets, purchase tickets now. Right now it's over by recent posts, and you click it and then it'll show general admission tickets, or you can purchase general admission tickets and a combination of general admission with the after party, or you can just buy after party tickets.
And this is through your website?
Yes. Yeah. And then of course we have ticket outlets that we use. But the price, this year's price is $35, which was one of the prices we had last year. We had 35 and 25 was 30 or something like that. So it's $35. The after party is $25. Because some people might just want to go to the after party. The after party is going to include food, and that's why it is $25.
And they have at the same location?
Yeah. This I think is so much easier to do. Have everything there. We don't have to go from different places.
So from what I was told, it was a hall that holds about 300 people.
Yeah.
Correct. And now, as far as the after party, is that another thing?
No, it's going to be there. Just move the chairs.
Oh, just move chairs. Okay.
Yeah, move the chairs out the way. Move some of the chairs out the way. You know, there might be some dancing, but I think it's mostly going to be, you know, wind down. Hey, I got my award, networking, taking pictures, socializing, that type of thing. People want to dance, they can do it. We might even have some performers perform at the after party. Because our first 3 years, we had performers perform at the after party, and the after party happened to be at the Hibernian Hall. 2 of them. Yeah, 2 of the years, 3 years, I can't remember. So you're gonna be working with Nicole, I believe.
Yeah,
we just got up.
I know the red carpet portion, especially.
Yeah, and she's in charge.
As coordinating and as far as meeting deadlines, as far as with the artists coming in, getting interviewed, artists coming in, and photography. I know you guys have photography.
Yeah, we usually have 2 or 3 photographers, 2 different videographers.
What's going on the red carpet?
Well, that's going on. We have the photographer and videographer on each side going on. The way we're going to do the red carpet, we're actually going to split the red carpet. On the left will be a red carpet, and on the right will be a red carpet. And we have 2 lines. The folks are just getting the line. It looks really nice. We always have a line going around, almost like on the side of the building and whatnot. For the red carpet, we make a big thing out of it. Folks are dressed. Nobody's got pants hanging down and all kinds of stuff. It's really, really classy. It's people. When they hear the New England Urban Music Awards and they know Brother Childs is involved, they understand that I have a certain level of integrity, I have a certain level of etiquette, class that I'm looking for.
So dress attire, I'm assuming, is semi-formal?
Yeah.
Like that?
Oh yeah. People have gowns on and everything sometimes. Dress. It's the Grammys of New England. I have a tuxedo on, I'm going to tell you now.
Okay.
I always had a tuxedo on.
And then as far as when it comes down to the media outlets that's there, do you have your pre-selected interviewers?
Yes.
Interviewers that will interview.
Yes. Whoever's doing whatever video company that we're going to use.
Oh, the video company will be.
Yeah, 1 year we used some of the radio personalities and stuff like that.
To do that.
But now we've got some video companies that have their own hosts.
Okay.
To do it. That alleviates a lot from us. You know.
Now I'm just visualizing it right now. You have 2 lines, the red carpet. As far as the...
With a step and repeat.
What was it?
A step and repeat.
Yeah.
What's a step and repeat?
Wait, step and repeat.
That's like what you see in the background.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes. I have something else in my head.
So we're gonna have 2 step and repeats.
Yeah, repeats going across. And as far as the general admission folks that just coming in, how are they going to be lined up?
They're going to probably there's an elevator and stairs where have a person posted at the stairs and the elevator. Folks that want to go up can go up, but a lot of people want to look at those people on the red. Yeah, that's a show in and of itself.
That's true.
And you can see that when you go to our website, you'll see the video of is it possible to turn the heat on? Sure, absolutely. You'll see a 30-minute red carpet scene on our website. It automatically comes on when you go to our page.
Okay.
Which I wanted to really highlight the red carpet.
Okay.
The after party and show together, what is that price?
Let's see, 35 and 25, and then you save $5 or $10. I think it is 55, and those prices are there.
Okay.
Because 35 and 25, I think that's $60. But you save $5 if you buy the combo. And as far as the after party, that's going to be limited to about 200 people.
And have you, as far as the artists and musicians or dancers, have you already reached out? Have there already been
Yes. Well, what happened is because we went overtime, 5 artists, 1 artist did not get to perform, and then there were 4 artists that only got to perform half of their song. So we promised those artists that they can come back and be a part of the show. So we already got 5 artists, and now we've reached out to 5 more artists that we're going to participate. So it's probably going to be between 10 to 11 artists. And I got an email Monday from Shaumba, who is the founder of Origination, which I call it the Alvin Ailey of New England, and she texted me asking, Charles, who is in charge of the dance choreography for the New England Urban Music Awards, and I text her, "Oh, didn't you get the memo? You are." So she laughed. So that's that. I need not ask anymore. So we're going to sit down and talk, and she's going to put some ideas together, because we want, usually what happens is we open up in prayer, the National Black Anthem.
So I can send it to you so you can see what we used it for.
Okay. Great. National Black Anthem, and then our welcome, and then performance. Usually origination opens it up, set the tone, and then we go right into awards, performance, and it's done. The beautiful thing about Hibernian Hall, they have a projector that we can use. So we're going to utilize the projector, sponsorship, to have logos flashing with a price, and did we discuss a price? $100. And folks get 20% of what you bring in. Is that what we agreed upon? So you get commission. So your marketing team, if y'all want to look into folks to get their logo up there, and that's going to be an ongoing thing throughout the night, all the way up into the after party and whatnot. The screen might have to come up sometimes for performances, or be shut off.
That's 20% of total revenue, correct?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if it's $100, you get $20. It's $200, you get $40. And so. Oh, and you just reminded me, I need to put that on the website, sponsorship. A sponsorship button. And then the sponsorship button will be a general button where you can put in as much as you want. So if you got, if it's a $500 page or $200, you punch the money in. You got to do that tonight. Forgot about that. We'll call that sponsorship. So anybody that's selling, you can let folks know if they have credit cards or debit cards, they can go there and take care of it. Tickets, we'll have the physical tickets next week, next Friday. Flyers next Friday. And I met with Ayana, who's also in charge of the room, signing the contract next week. She said, I heard the spy. Thank you, because Dylan didn't tell me about the room until we saw your name, but we didn't know exactly what it was. So that was good that she listens to touch. All right. And I did not email the spot out to any radio stations. 87.7, the FCC went there and seized all their equipment, so they're off the air. So we don't have to worry about them.
What did they let us?
Yeah.
Hot?
Yeah, the fake hot.
That's why I kept calling and they said the number's been disconnected.
That's what happens when you fake the phone.
You know everything, Charles.
Huh?
You know
They stole the time tunnel. Like how do you put the time tunnel on Saturdays from 8 to 11, and we do the time tunnel from 8 to 12 for 6 years? Come on. God don't like ugly.
Preach at all.
Be your own. Be your own thing. Don't. Anyways, that's another story.
Be creative and original.
Come on.
Wow.
Exactly.
That's deep.
Yeah. Anyways, and I'm going to go down to Ashburn Place today and incorporate Time Tunnel Incorporated so I can give them a cease and desist order. But God, that's beautiful. So, we're going to reach out. I did reach out to Quentin, 5105.3.
505.3.
Quentin, yeah, I just got his phone number again because it was in my other phone. And, he said send over the spot to him.
Okay.
So, you want to do that? You want his phone number?
Sure, I'll do it.
Yeah. And then I got to get Joanna's number because I misplaced Malik Yusuf's number.
Okay, and Joanna?
Joanna Marviona, M-A-R-V-I. She's the contact for Malik and Queen. Queen. Yeah, her husband's in jail behind the wall. But the Queen lady that came last Friday. Yeah, she said she would love to be a part of it. Queen, you're not Shaha, something like that. You're not Shaha. You can Google her, but it's spelled different, like Y-O-S-A-N-D-A. She's the granddaughter of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. She's Indian, Native American.
What do you think her role could be?
Presenter.
Maybe.
And she could perform.
And she could perform.
Yeah, I could have brought her mixtape here, talking about it. I'll have it next Thursday.
So Joanna, so you can.
Joanna is the contact for Malik and what's her name? And I gotta get Joanna's number.
I'm saying you can delegate that to me.
Yes.
You let me know how to get in touch with her. Or
Yep. I get it. Hello? I'm sorry. I don't know what this is. I'm just gonna say I'm in a meeting.
And then you'll give me a 5.3.
Wait, I'm gonna give you his number. We were with the senator today. He came here.
Did he really?
The state senator Bruce Tarr, who is for the 3 strikes bill. He wants to put black people away. So. Yeah. Well, the Republicans know the only way they're going to win is if they smooth the Democrats. So, 1-857-492-5309. Yeah, 5105.3, and then we gotta get contacts for Joanna. Oh, wait a minute. No, let me see. For Big City.
Yes.
Val Beats. Hold on.
Oh yeah, I'm putting on Facebook.
Oh.
That's Big City.
Yeah. 617.
Okay.
212-8106.
Thank you, Charles.
And then. Yeah.
I'll explain to you what I do with, also reaching out to the media and I'll talk to you.
Looks like everything they have on radio stations that they run.
Oh yeah, yeah. Recently I'm gonna get one from Serena like a couple years ago. Yeah. But it's always good to get up there.
So that's basically it. There was an issue with the website as far as nominating, and I believe it's going to be rectified this week.
I think you rectified. You could have to nominate someone. You're talking about being able to nominate somebody?
It was rectified when?
Maybe a day ago.
Okay, so I know there was an issue because of the blackout down at the south end.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully he did it, or Rich is saying it's done. So the nominations are going to happen. And the nomination button is up there for people to pay. People have been calling the station, I want to be a part of it, blah, blah, blah. So I'm feeling that it's going to be a good turnout. Like I said, 300 people is going to be jam-packed. That's all we need. People feel good and whatnot.
So you have Big City. What other radio stations have you? Are you doing commercial advertisements as well?
No. I've reached out to Jammin' probably for 4 years in a row. One time they had me on a Sunday show. That's the most they've done, where they had community outreach or something like that. So could we do that again? I don't know. Might want to. And I know KISS 108 has a community outreach. It's a black woman who's in charge of it.
I like to reach out to new people.
Yeah. And she actually, because when Terry Williams, the owner of One United Bank, was doing a book signing, she was there, and she actually gave me her card. If you send me an email, I'll try to look at my folder for that. But I think that's it. Any questions? If not, we just go around the room and then we'll be done. What?
Nothing. As far as past issues, were there any past? I know Emma did give me a brief. I know there was some type of confusion with the artist coming as far as the red carpet. I guess there was some red carpet issues.
The only red carpet issues that I can remember is one, we didn't get the step and repeat up in time. So we need someone to be in charge of taking it, putting it up, and bringing it down. The other issue that we have with the red carpet is I wanted it to, the red carpet was long, so you had two stations, you had station 1 and station 2. And the way I wanted it to be run is, okay, so, you know, station 1 and station 2 gets an interviewee. It shouldn't last for more than 2 minutes. Done, move. And then the next 2 come. Not like one goes and one leaves, because then they're walking back at the other person and whatnot. It can be really managed where it's done, okay, 2 minutes, someone gives a time, 2 minutes, boom, move, all right. Once that clears, because this one has to go past 2, once it's done, then the next comes. So, I mean, it can be done.
Okay. That's what I was going to ask.
Right.
So it's for us to help coordinate that.
Yeah. The beautiful thing about this location is that they're in 2 separate, they're opposite one another.
Okay.
So,
this is all indoors?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful thing, because I'm always thinking to being proactive if it was to rain.
Yeah.
That was another thing I love about the Strand, is because our red carpet was underneath the marquee.
Yeah, exactly.
The 3 years at the Berkeley, it never rained. We had beautiful weather. And each time we did it, I think it was the opening of the Red Sox, or it was a Red Sox game going on. So you had all these people from all over, Asians taking pictures, and red carpets, they were driving by, people were stopping, the line went around the building. It was awesome. It was awesome. And we had the red carpet line, and then we had the people paying ticket line over on this side when we faced the Berkeley. It was nice. It was awesome.
Another issue we had was...
Excuse me, this is the radio
for the first
station.
time.
Hello?
My volunteers didn't show up.
Good.
Backed out at the last minute without phone calls, without emails, no text. And because I always keep at least 6 people that I know I can depend on.
Let's put it on my chair, because he's not coming in probably, right?
They got a little crazy, but it worked.
Is he by himself?
And what I did
just let him know. You know, you put a special package on my chair, and I'll see it when I get there.
I'm sitting down with them each individually. You can't come meet me.
Sure.
You can't volunteer.
Sure.
Well, you know what? Why don't you suggest they come on my meeting and let's meet them, you know?
That's what I used to do, but you start getting to the point where I would bring them in.
For 600?
Get all the people on the...
This box is already produced?
Because I need these individuals to say who to talk people on. So if this person asks you to do something while you're there, no talking back to this person. You can leave your station and do what this committee member tells you to do. They don't get that.
Or email it to me and I'll edit it out. Let them do it, but I'll edit it too.
I understand. So, but if I was you, maybe make it like we meet here every Thursday. Have them come here Thursday. You know, have them sign up. Have them come here Thursday. We'll just meet them little by little. I think make it easy on you so you don't have to.
Yeah, but I don't use tickets as bad, because it's a win-win for
My
both
people
of
are
us.
coming to the meeting. Peter's coming, and
So it's a wash.
Seriously, we're gonna work as a team. Teamwork.
Yeah.
Are there contracts ever? Do you guys do the contract as far as contracting with? Obviously the media.
We'll let it go.
At one point we did.
But this time
we have
well, we
right, 40 spots would have been $1,000, but that's okay. That's fine.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but
No, 40. Okay. All right, I'll explain to you what I'm talking about. But that's fine.
So it's kind of like y'all telling him everything, you know, he's an informer, with the radio, take everything we got, and duplicate.
So basically,
I got you.
Yeah, you can introduce us, but he is part of our marketing team, and he's going to be.
All right, so I just renewed your contract. You're
But
good.
he can introduce himself.
I just renewed your contract.
Charles had given you.
All right, then. All right.
You can introduce yourself.
All right, peace. Sorry about that.
I have to run to the church, so I just wanted to know if I could just give you a little information about it.
Right, and we need to take care of the cash situation too.
Yeah. Well, right. We've been doing auditions, okay, and I think we should conclude the auditions this week. Okay.
We were at 14 last week, so what number are we at now?
I want to say probably, arguably, one person came in with a CD today. I want to say about 16.
Oh, so 2 since last week. Okay.
One just came in today. He had a CD.
So that's 2 since last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
So moving forward, because of the time involved, we have 3 sort of situations. We have the tribute part, what we call the tribute, which is sort of duets. We're gonna have duets performing. The second situation is we have people from last year who, I guess Charles explained, needed to perform this year because they didn't get their time in. Okay, and then the third.
They don't need to perform. We extended that to them. They don't need to. If they don't want to perform, they don't have to perform.
All right.
But we extended that. We gave them that option.
Okay. And then the third situation is people that have auditioned that we need to have the judges judge them as far as whether they're going to be part of the New England Urban Sports. So we have 3 sort of separate components. And we are in mid-March now, and the show is in May. So that probably gives us arguably about a month and a couple of weeks, maybe 6 weeks to get the show together. Okay. So what I'd like to request is if we can somehow in short order come to some conclusion, maybe, because I don't know who the judges are. I don't remember who we designated as judges.
Let's deal with the first situation. The first situation is the 5 artists that are going to be performing. So you've been working with them?
No, not at all. Because I haven't been given the green light as far as what the format's going to be. I mean, I can certainly do that, but I was under the assumption that there was a sort of a production team that was going to work in concert with me as the music director.
I would say that, I mean, I'm not no rocket scientist, but if they didn't get to perform their song in full last year, that they would get to perform it this year.
Okay, so what I need probably, again...
so you got the green light on working with the 5.
Okay. So I just need the contact.
You know what the green light is?
Yeah, that means go.
Okay.
I just need the contact information for those artists, and I need the contact information for the people that we've reached out to.
Did you work with them last year?
But I don't know who they are. I think Jackie.
You don't know who the 5 were that Dondris and Maestro is one who did not perform.
Okay.
Ambiance. Okay. You don't have their contact information?
No, I do not. So I need the contact information for those artists that need to perform. I also, because I believe that was Jackie's department to contact them.
But Richard, so I'm sorry, who do you work with? Do you work with T and Rusty? Who do you work with?
As far as
like the production and things? Because you're not by yourself, right?
Well, there was sort of a production team. I guess Jacqueline Smith was. So.
I understand it.
Okay, so well, I'm moving forward because I don't know who's doing what. So I'm gonna just move forward. I just need the contact information for the 5 that didn't perform. I need the contact information for the people that we've already reached out to for duets, and then we're going to again have a judging. I don't know who the judges are, but I would say let's have them here next Thursday so we can judge all the people that came into us.
So Richard, every Thursday, then we can all just.
Richard, doesn't that mean isn't that talent though? Is that talent? So that wouldn't be T. Lawson and Rusty working? No.
Well, I mean,
you're right, Nicole. It would be T. Lawson and Rusty.
There should be some more organization. You know, you're not by yourself. You know, so at least all need to work collaboratively.
Okay, well, we've been
And also, I remember like it was very a little more organized as far as like maybe T or Rusty had the folders, had information, right, for every artist. So I think you guys could maybe work together.
Right. Well, in lieu of them not being here, I don't want to speak for them because we started judging. We had some judges, but then we started videotaping them because they were judging.
So is there any way that you could send an email out to T and Rusty? Maybe you guys need to get together.
Yeah, I can facilitate that.
That's all.
Thank you, Nicole.
I don't know because I haven't told anyone, but I mean, I may not be here. I don't think I'm going to be here next. This might be my last year, so that's why I'm looking forward to working with the marketing team, and I can show them everything that I know, and I just want to make the red carpet perfect as much as I can, so I can pass something on,
Right.
So whatever I can do, whatever I can do to make things better. Charles put in a lot of work. I feel we really need some organization and working together.
Well, I've been here for each and every audition. I opened the place up.
I know, but
set it
it's
up,
not by yourself.
and so we videotaped it. And so moving forward, me, Jeremy, and Bless.
So that's his team. That's his team that holds the auditions and videotapes. And then what's supposed to happen is supposed to hand over the videotape to Rusty and T to look at. Right. Am I right to presume that's how it's supposed to work?
If those are who we designated as the judges.
Okay.
See. So now we're not really sure. I guess you're not really sure who the judges are at this point.
Right. Who do we designate as judges?
So that's why I want everything written down with people, what their criteria was and what their job duty is, and I don't know if that's very clear this time.
I thought T and Rusty were.
I thought T and Rusty, and you
T
guys
and Rusty.
And Richard, right?
I could have sworn it was more
Jeremy
people.
said he wanted to be a part of the judging.
I could have sworn it was more than 2 people.
But it's definitely T and Rusty, but also they were already
Jeremy, because he wanted to be a part of that.
But also they were already supposed to even look at the video.
That's who.
Weren't they already supposed to look at the video?
Right.
They were already supposed to look at the video already. Right?
So when can I get a copy of the audition so I can get it to T and Rusty?
I'll put them all together and I'll say Monday.
Great. Okay.
So I know you have to leave right now?
Yes, I have to go to
So let me give you Dondra's number right now that I got for her today.
Okay.
That's the first thing I asked her today. I said, did anybody contact you about performing? She said no. 781 535 4056. I even asked her, would you like to perform? She said yes. The maestro said they would love to perform. So I know that's one right there.
Now they're as a team and.
What was the name of the guys with Ambia? Do we know any of their first names?
Are you on Facebook, Richard?
Yeah.
Because I got an in here.
No, because sometimes that's a great way to communicate. Like, I know that, I know it was Carla. Carla reached out and we all communicated via Facebook.
You can pick up the phone and call me.
I called you on my Facebook and I was like, I seen you respond to me about something.
You guys have my number?
What's your name on Facebook? Richard? What's your name?
Use my try to use my email address. I believe it would be JOHNSAXY@bc.edu.
So John Saxton?
Well, that's not my email. That's the email address I have.
John Saxton, S.A.
XY. At bc.edu. But you can call me because I'm more of a phone person than a Facebook person.
I need to know.
Yeah, just call me and I pick up.
See, even like having a contact list, like Richard he responds best by phone, people by email. Like that should be all in the contact list. But that's good to know.
Yeah, just pick up the phone and I'll say, hey, how you doing? Or you can text, because this is like a part of me. It's almost surgically connected to my hip.
I just think that you, T, and Rusty, and Jeremy, you guys need to be on the same page.
Well, the thing about it is that being on the page means to me that, you know, we meet every Thursday, then that's part of being on the same page. Or prior to Thursday. Or when we schedule auditions, you know, the audition schedule is posted, then, you know.
But even Charles made a great point last time. It's like, you know, meet before. Like, this isn't really the meeting place. Yes, we do have a meeting, but it's best for you guys to meet beforehand.
But I think what worked well, because we had a producer last year, and we don't have a designated producer, which is sort of the head of the department.
You know, I kind of want to put it in Craigslist and have put like a producing job.
Yeah, because usually last year we had the head of committees, and the producer was the overall GM. Yeah. We don't have a producer this year. Okay. Excuse my.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Richard.
Because somebody could have signed up, seriously, like someone who has expertise in this, they could have signed up as our producer. You never know. If you put a Craigslist or listing out.
Just going through my contacts. I thought I had whoever his name was. Ambiance. I got the number right here. Why don't someone take this down for me? Oh no! This is Salon Ambiance. Because I didn't know the brother's first name, and I put the word ambient, and what happened was. All right, so.
Charles, what do you think about that?
What just not happened?
No, we're not going to talk about that.
I already know what happened.
We're not going to talk about that. But what do you think about putting like a listing on Craigslist for a producer?
We could, but you know, me personally, this is a no-brainer. Yeah. We've been doing it for so long. Yeah, folks just need to step up and really feel this.
But it's still a breakdown.
And I've covered that breakdown. You know, that's why I reached out to Leon Bale. I'm gonna get my 4 over there. That's why I reached out to Dondris today to see, and I'm gonna go through my other contracts, my contacts for other folks, because obviously it's not happening.
But Charles, you are not alone. Like, you should be able to delegate, and people should be able.
I did. I delegated to Richard. Richard was the one who kept on, you know, confronting Sunshine in October, in September, in November. Where's the show flow? Where's this? Where's that? Where's it? We need to start doing this now. And okay, well, then do it. Then those 5, and even if it was Jackie, and you know that they need to be in here practicing, and you're not contacting Jackie, then Charles, I need to contact the people so that, and then I'll start doing it.
Yeah, don't wait till Thursday to say you need.
And I just happened to ask Dondris today, and when that happened, I said, "Oh, let me get your number now," and then I'm gonna reach out to Sunshine and get all the other numbers like that, and he's got Sunshine's number. We're not gonna have paralysis by analysis here, so let's move on. All right, it's gonna happen. It's a no-brainer. The New England Urban Music Works to me is a no-brainer. It's just like how I said it's gonna be. Red carpet, just need the right people on there. As far as those other 5 artists that perform, they already know their stuff. They probably need to practice 3 times, and that's it.
Yeah.
The other 5 that I got coming, or 4, they're already practicing. I don't even want them involved in this chaos. I don't want them to have nothing to do. They already have a band. They already do their thing, and then what they do is they show up and we put it together. It's that simple. Excuse me, one moment. Yes, ma'am.
Usually not like this, Peter. Excuse us for a moment.
You didn't mention my name.
Not a problem. I see this like meetings. That's how meetings, you know, get.
Okay.
And to our defense, we did start this thing. Because normally the show's always in April, and we begin right in September. We didn't start this till like October, November, and then
So
the show is in May.
It's May 6th. It's a no-brainer. Awards, performance, awards, performance, awards.
Yeah.
That's it. and we bring in the origination, they perform in between whatever, it's a no-brainer. It's an easy fix, trust me. And the band that's already practicing with the 5 that I picked, because I made that announcement 4 weeks ago, right? This other, they don't even practice. They bring a CD with just the music on it, and they sing the CD. That's it. That's it. That's it. It's a no-brainer. Which means now we don't have to worry about 2 bands switching. It makes it so much easier. And that's how we did the first year. What we did is we had an award. We had the award, band. After the band, because the band was laid back, we closed the curtains, and then the CD would play, and then that performance would go on, then we do awards. Then the band is changing. Matter of fact, at the Berkeley, we have more than 1 band playing.
Yes, yes.
And they were switching. Oh, we had it to the T. So, I know you wasn't there in the beginning. I know it. I've been putting on concerts for 35 years, so it's a no-brainer. It's an easy fix. This, don't even worry about it. There's egos and other stuff going on over there. And anyways, I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
Trust me.
All right.
This is going to be hot.
I gotta say something.
All right.
No, there wasn't. I just assumed because we stated
No,
every Thursday. That's
excuse me.
my fault.
No, it was announced every Thursday.
Right. I know. I'm saying, but I think if I'd still sent that text, don't forget meeting tonight, just a little reminder, they would be here. Because every time I text T, she ends up at the meeting. And I just assumed when we said that everybody was going to lock that in and just automatically, but that didn't happen. So I will remind everybody.
That's what I'm talking about.
Nicole was talking, exactly.
It was announced last week. So
2 months
you're not
before.
responsible. Yeah, it's not you.
It's black people.
And I haven't seen Jackie in 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks. I just want the best for you guys.
It's going to be, trust me, it's going to be the best. You take care of that red carpet, I got the show.
That's right.
I got the show, trust me. You got the volunteers, make sure they show up this year.
I will.
You be my shadow?
Yep.
Boom. Because I'm going to have my entourage. When I move, they move. It's going to be like that. I'm going to have 5 people around me this year. 5. And remember, we're supposed to have, what, 2 or 3 each? I got, this year, it's going to happen. It's a wrap, trust me. Who does? Anyway, we won't even talk about auditions during the time of meetings.
Okay. Right, so Peter was introducing himself to Jada.
Who?
Peter.
Peter.
The marketing team.
Don't worry, Peter. Don't worry, Peter. It's all right, Peter.
Fool you.
No.
We wouldn't be in existence for 7 years.
I can't go like that.
Huh? Yeah.
Oh, no.
I told you.
It's all good. It's all good.
He tricked us. He tricked us. See, I'm up here outspoken and he tricked people. Oh, the camera's off.
So anyway, hey, it is what it is.
No red light.
Oh, maybe it ain't on.
I hope it's not.
Oh, shoot. Maybe you're right.
Yes! Yes!
Oh, no, it ain't on.
Yes!
You said he wasn't turning it on.
Yeah, that's right. So we can say that Rich is a jerk, right?
You got that?
Only playing. And then he walks through. All right, so we talked about the website. I need to get you Joanna Maravona, or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
I need to get you that information.
And I still need your quote. And I wrote something you said something very intelligently tonight. I'm going to read that. And I needed, yeah, I like what you said. I wrote it down. Maybe we can use it for the, I'll tell you after.
Tell me now.
Okay, you said tapping into our traditional greatness.
I wrote that down too.
So maybe you can tie that into the quote, like, like
Yes.
the Taylor Music Awards, they're tapping into the traditional greatness, just expand on that. That could be your quote,
Okay, cool.
I wrote that down too.
I want you to expand on that.
Oh.
That's all.
Good. Great.
That's why I know what what it means to you.
Okay. You need to know. You don't need to know that now.
No, but I've been waiting for maybe a week now.
Oh. Okay. So we're all set. I gotta get you the phone numbers.
Yep.
For real. And that's it.
All right.
Has this been promoted through social media as well on these sites? I know you
we put a flyer on there, but
T. Lawson, one person on Twitter, one person on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm working on Facebook.
okay. And we only need 300 seats, bro. 300 seats is a piece. I have 400 people at my birthday party. And all I did was announce it on the radio. I gave out no invitations.
I wasn't invited to.
You wasn't the
Excuse me, I know so many people. I couldn't do invitations and invite people.
So you just made
and Phyllis said that she sent it out to the New England Urban Music Awards email address. Then I found out it didn't happen.
Okay.
And that's why I was a little upset with the party, because she didn't do it the way I wanted to, and I kind of took it over 30 days before my birthday and started announcing on the radio, hey, you can come to my birthday party, and I'm going to be 50 years old, just bring 50-something. And people brought me 50 pennies, 50 gumdrops, 50 saws, 50 rubbers, 50. They brought me every 50 quarters, somebody gave me $50. No, for real. It was like fun. Was you here, Carla?
I would have loved to celebrate you.
It was off the chain. The politicians came and they made it Charles Muhammad Day. I'm like, come on. They gave me citations and everything.
What's your birthday?
My birthday is August the 10th, but we celebrated it on the 21st because my nephew got married on the 20th and my family was still in town.
Look around August for your birthday.
August 10th. I'm 6 days after President Barack Obama's birthday.
Okay.
Both on 61.
Nice.
61 is a good year. Yeah. So, nevertheless, so that's it. That's it with the meeting. I'm going to work on the contract probably Monday or Tuesday. And you already took a tour.
Yes.
Everybody knows the Hibernian Hall. You know Hibernian Hall?
I haven't seen it yet.
You can walk across the street.
No, yeah, I see it.
If the doors will be open right now,
I could just
walk right in there. We're on the third floor.
I'll show you what his doctor does.
Good. Great. That'll work. And I met with the printer for the step and repeat. I'm going to give him the measurements of that.
You're going to do step and repeat?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And it's going to be the exact size and length that we want it to be.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah. So,
So no more part, no more 5
together.
Yeah.
It's going to be one piece?
One piece, and then you crease it and bring it around.
Nice.
So it'll be on the sides too.
Very nice.
Yep. And then we're going to get in contact with getting our red carpet of the Strand. And if they're not using it. And
it's your red carpet.
Right. And that's it. The show's going to be nice. The show's going to be, I already talked to the caterer. Told her that we needed 200 people. When I spoke to Ayana, she wanted to know what we were going to have alcohol there. I told her no, because we would have to get an alcohol license. I think we can get away with not having alcohol, but having some exotic drinks and stuff like that. And, you know what I mean? I think you can bring your own and put it in your little nip.
Because it's not being recorded.
Yeah, bring your own little nip. You know. $14.99 Hennessy. Not 99, 14. $25 bottle. Hello. Everybody have a little stash somewhere. And you can't drink it till after the awards.
Right.
But you can't in a way.
I know. No. I'm not.
Hello, what you asking about alcohol? Are you pregnant?
I don't know.
Yes, you did.
I did not.
You said
You brought it up.
We're going to get twisted. Let's get the food. Let's have any questions, thoughts, or concerns? You going to send the minutes tonight?
Jada doesn't know. We get minutes. And Carla doesn't.
Yeah, because I didn't get last week.
Because it's so much. You gave me 3 CDs.
Jada, what's up?
No, Jada gave them to me.
Jada, I don't want to go through this with you, Jada. I don't want you to say, we've already had a private conversation that you're supposed to be doing that.
All right.
Now, if you need to touch bases with Carla to see what things you might have missed or whatever, that's what she's there for. But somebody's got to send something out.
Okay. I just need everybody's email, like T. Lawson.
Well, you just send it out to people you got last week and add this brother right here. And it's a wrap.
You could do Send it to both email addresses.
Write it down?
I'll write it down for you.
Then we say Grace, and then we can split this thing up right here.
Thank you.
We have to write it twice.
All right, so that's not a problem.
Oh, also, I went to this restaurant. Ah, shit, I didn't mean to. Oh, yes, I did. I went to this restaurant. Did you go to my Obama watch party that I gave up in Rosendale one year?
Yeah.
And they were getting ready to, they didn't elect President Barack Obama, but there was a restaurant up in Rosendale across from Dunkin' Donuts. Did you go to that restaurant? Up in Rosendale across from Dunkin' Donuts, there's a restaurant. It was a Haitian restaurant. Do you remember us having a meeting over there up there one time?
I do.
So I went back up there, it's under new management, and I was working out something that maybe we can have a, what's a pre-party?
Yeah, I was just, when we started this meeting, I thought about when we did the pre-party on Washington Street, which was a lot of fun. I thought, you know, maybe next year we could bring that back.
Well, I'm thinking about having it there or Darrow's.
Oh, okay.
The Monday before the event. The Monday before the event, so.
Yeah, okay.
You can put on there, every Thursday, 6 o'clock, we have a meeting. If you're not going to be there.
So either a Rosendale spot or Darrow's?
Yeah. We say, Grace, we got some food here for everybody. Folks are hungry.
Wait, that's Carla's? That's Carla's email.
Jim?
What can I say?
Yes.
All the emails in
Oh,
the
thank
last
you.
email I sent, the last minute.
You sent minutes on?
No, because I'm still deciding. I'm getting 3 CDs. That's
Right.
a lot of footage, especially with the noise.
Yeah.
But
No, they should have it.
You'll have them by Saturday. All of them.
Are you guys Facebook friends? Do you want Facebook friends?
So I didn't bring any drink. I left the drinks.
Well, if I send it to, I'm gonna send it to T, then I know she should send it to her.
Well, you do that. I'm gonna get y'all. What you can do with these food, these plates right here, is
You gotta stop assuming.
take the top and break it in half and make it a plate, okay?
That's true.
Then y'all can split it.
All right, what are we splitting over here?
I never
Smells good.
understood.
And Richard did the spread that she lost.
Oh, yeah, data home at Yahoo? Or HLMS?
Yeah, that's it. That's me.
Okay.
Yeah, so break it down, cut it in half, and then you can split it, and that's a beautiful dinner there, huh?
What you got?
Down home delivery. Then y'all can split the cakes over here. And let's say prayer. Let's say prayer. Yeah. And then y'all can eat. Dear Lord, thank you for this food. Bless the hands who prepared this food. Thank you for allowing us to wake up and take a glimpse of your glory, get speedy recovery to the sick and the ill. Bless those not as fortunate as us and continue to protect our leaders. And thank you for those that are participating in the New England Urban Mission Awards.
Thank you. Amen.
Yeah. All right. So you all got that. You want some yams? I'll leave those yams here. If not, I'll take. No. I actually have a plate that I kept in my car that I'm going to take with me. So you all can split all this, sit down here, eat and enjoy. Did you want the yams? Because I'll leave them. Anybody want yams?
I'm okay with you.
I'm sorry.
You want yams?
Move this.
All right, so if someone's going to take them, I'm going to leave them.
Okay, I'll have some too.
So break them up then, okay? All right, good.